Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Marty's Meditations. If you're new, welcome. Happy to have you. Please walk into this space. Bring your energy. Bring your spirit, please. This place is for you. You're welcome here. I know it's Marty's Menitations, but if you're a woman, if you're non-gender conforming, please enter this space. It is safe, and I just want to be able to give you all the energy, all the positive vibes, all the love. And if you're an old listener, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. You know, you left your energy here, and now you came back to fill this space back up again. And I'm Marty, and I'm back. I'm back to fill up the space, let me tell you. I'm here once again, and I'm so happy to be here. You know, folks, there's nothing I look forward to more than being able to speak to you folks and have a conversation, have a discussion, you know. And for you new listeners, the last episode we talked a little bit about the penis, and we had conversations with our penises. And we weren't scared. We just went for it. We took our penises out and we just had a full-blown conversation. We talked about our grievances, and we shared some love with our penises. You know, we really reconnected to those things that have been kind of getting the shaft lately. Pun not intended. Pun not intended. Or maybe it is a little bit. So to you old listeners, did you talk to your penis while you were gone? Ever since we last spoke, did you have a little conversation with your penis? Did you air some grievances? Did you ask some questions? Did you express some discoveries that you made throughout your day? That's okay if you didn't. There's no judgment if you didn't. It's kind of weird to talk to your penis on your own, but, you know, I think it really helps. I think having those conversations are really important. And you shouldn't be shy. You really need to put things into action in order to create change, right? You can't just imagine that things are going to get better. You have to put it into action. You know, if I want to have a positive relationship with myself, I have to put it into action. I have to communicate to my penis. I have to go to the gym. I have to change my diet. I have to do things. I have to do things to change that, to make things better, right? And I think everybody out there has to do that too. You know, I was at the grocery store the other day, and I was in line. I was waiting, and I had a couple things with me. I was just kind of in there to grab a couple things and leave, right? So I had some guacamole. I had some rice cakes, the little snacky rice cakes to dip into the guacamole, right? I also had some kombucha and a little bit of kefir. Just a couple things just to get me through the day, right? And I was in line. I was waiting to pay. And right in front of me, there was just this beautiful woman, just breathtaking, right? And when I say beautiful, I mean she was beautiful as a person. She had a wonderful personality. She was charming. She was intelligent. She had a lot of experience in a lot of things, and I could tell just by looking at her. Now, I didn't end up talking to her, but I could see that she was an interesting and wonderful person, right? I don't just see looks, okay? Marty looks beyond looks, right? Of course, there is physical attraction, and there are women that look lovely and blah, 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 right? But I'm not swayed like that, right? I'm not easily, I'm not like other men in that way, right? I'm not like other men in that way. So I'm in line, and I see how wonderful this woman is, and part of my mind is going, talk to her, say something, do anything. You're right behind her. You could do anything. I mean, you could say hello, you could say how are you, you can comment on the vegan cheese she's getting because you've had that before and you really don't like it. But probably not the best thing to do if someone's in line about to pay for something and you go, ooh, you shouldn't get that. Probably not the best thing to do, right? Or you could lie and say that it's really good, but then she might take it home, try it, and it'd be really bad. And then she'd go, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So forget about the vegan cheese, right? Forget about that. Maybe you could talk about the weather outside today. It's rainy. Maybe you can comment on that and you can go, oh, I love the rain. It's really mystical and wonderful and lovely and magical. But then maybe she'll go, I hate the rain. It reminds me of the day of my father's funeral when we had the funeral and we had to take the casket inside because it just started raining so much that the grave that was dug for him started flooding. And I'm scarred by those memories of the rain. I'm scarred by rain now. I'm really triggered by the rain. And then I was like, well, maybe then I could just say something bad about the rain. I don't like the rain. I don't like it at all. In fact, I hate the rain. I hate the rain. I wish it never existed. I wish it was sunny all the time. But then maybe she would say, oh, it's always nice to have some rain. It's always nice to have some rain to put a little break in the day, right? And then so then I'm going in this whirlwind of thought of how do I communicate with this woman? How do I talk to this woman? And before I know it, she's bagged her groceries and she's out the door, and there I am with my debit card in hand about to pay for my groceries. And that whole time I've been thinking about, well, what do I say to this woman? And so then I start kicking myself. That's right. Marty makes mistakes too, okay? Marty makes mistakes. He doesn't like to, I don't like to talk about it too much, okay? But because I'm not perfect. I understand that. I understand that I'm not perfect. You should probably know that too. But I was kicking myself on my ride home. I tell you, I was kicking myself. I was like, boy, Marty, you really blew it this time. You really blew it. You had a chance to talk to this beautiful, wonderful, but what do you say? What do you say, right? How do you communicate to a woman? How do you go? Do you just go, oh, it's a lovely day. Oh, would you like to go grab a drink sometime? Talk about, transcendental meditation, yoga, and then be together for eternity? Or do you go, let me take you home and I'll make you a dinner and then I'll carry you into the bedroom. I'll surround you with rose petals, and then I'll put amethysts everywhere and quartzes, and then we'll hold hands and connect our energies, and then we'll make sweet love all night, and then we'll be together for eternity. Or do you go, hey, let's take a walk to the park, right? We'll walk around the park. We'll climb that great oak tree at the top of that hill, right? We'll climb that oak tree, and then we'll sit up there, and I'll serenade you with poetry, and I'll take out my lute. And yes, I do have a lute, and I will play it. I will play it for women, and I'll play you my lute, and I'll sing to you, and then we'll be together for eternity. I don't know. I just don't know what to say to a woman right now. How do you speak to a woman? What do you say? Especially when the mind is such a mess, right? The mind, guys, I think about it, and the mind is like a forest, right? The mind is just like this forest. And you walk into this forest, and you're looking around, and you go, oh my gosh, this forest is so lovely. This forest is great. I love this forest. It's a green and it's full of life, and I hear birds, and I see the leaves swaying and all the branches swaying and all these flowers and these paths, and it's lovely. It's beautiful, right? It's like a forest. And then you keep walking into this forest and you're lost, and you don't even care. You're kind of excited that you're lost. You're like, "Oh yeah, I'm lost in the forest. This is so exciting. I love it. I love it. I love this forest." And you keep going, and you're touching the leaves, and you're touching the plants, and then you go to touch a bush, and it pricks you, and you go, "Oh, that's a little sharp. I don't like that. I don't like that part of the forest. I'm going to avoid that part of the forest. I don't like that," right? And you keep going, but it's still great. You're still walking through. You're still having a great time, and you breathe in the air, and you just feel so free and alive, right? You feel so alive. And then you keep going and you go, wow, I'm really lost right now. I'm really lost. And then you start to get like a little bit worried. It's starting to get dark out. You keep going, and then but then you're kind of like, oh, you know what, this mystery is kind of nice. It's dark, and you're still lost, but there's something about the setting sun that makes it mysterious. It's like you're in an enchanted forest now. I mean, all forests are enchanted, really, but this makes you feel like you're in an enchanted forest. You really feel it, and like you're breathing the air still, and it starts to get crisp out, right? It's like crisp. It's like that crisp forest air, and you breathe it in, and there's that cool air in your lungs, and you feel so invigorated. And then you really start to take in your surroundings, and you realize that, yup, you're lost. And then you start to ask yourself, where am I? Should I turn around? I don't know where I am right now. I don't even know where I'm coming from. And I don't know how I entered this place. So then you try to retrace your steps, and you're going back from where you thought you were coming from, and you're walking, and then none of it looks familiar. None of it looks familiar because it's a forest and there's just trees everywhere. It's not like, there's paths, but how could you tell the difference, right? I'm not a woodsman. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not a park ranger. I don't know where I'm going. And so you keep going, and then you start to hear all these sounds. It starts to get really dark out. Like really dark, like you can't see, and you hear all these sounds, and it's like these animals, or is it trees, or is it something outside? I don't even know what it is. It's like crackling, but it's like roaring, and then it's like chirping, but it's also like rattling, like a snake or something. I don't know. So then you start to freak out, and then you're like, okay, maybe I should just turn around the other way and keep going. Maybe I can go back to where I was when I discovered I was lost and try to retrace my steps from there. So then you try to go back there, but then it's really unfamiliar, and then you start to freak out, and then you just go, oh my God, and then you hear something in the bushes, and it's shaking really hard, and so you just run. You start running, and you're running, and you're running, and running, and you're running, and you're running, and you can't stop. And you just hear everything around you, and everything sounds like it's just closing in on you. And you start to get scared, and you start to run out of breath, but you have to keep going. And then you think you see a clearing, and you see a clearing, and you're running. You're running, and you think you see it, and you just keep going, and it opens up into more forest, and now you're terrified. You don't know what you're doing. And that's really what the journey of the mind is, right? You're walking through this forest, and you just feel like you're this loop. And that's what it was with this woman. I was so overwhelmed, right? I was in the forest of my mind. That's what I really want to latch on to today. It's this idea of the forest of the mind. Because when you're in the forest of the mind, what do you find? What do you find in the forest of the mind? Do you find your monkey? Whoa, what's Marty talking about? My monkey? What is that, my monkey? I don't own a monkey. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you do own a monkey. We all own monkeys. We were all monkeys once, Like we come from monkeys. So as we evolve, as we change, right? There's still that monkey mind. The monkey mind. That's something I want to talk about today. The monkey mind. Because we do have a monkey mind. We have something deep down inside. All of us. It's not just men. It's women too. It's not gender conforming individuals. All of us have monkey minds, right? We have the man mind, and then we have our monkey mind. Okay? So I need to talk about that. I want to talk about, the monkey mind, the man mind, and kind of how they're in battle with each other. Because, a lot of people are saying things about men like, they're bad, or they're evil, or they're monsters, or they're beasts. And as Marty, I'm a little offended by that. I'm offended and I'm angry by that. And I need to be honest about my feelings, okay? So I'm just going to be honest about my feelings about it, right? Because it's a little bit belittling, because that makes it seem like the only mind we have is the animal mind. Was that Einstein's mind? Was it John Locke's mind? Was that Nelson Mandela's mind? I don't think so. Because those men did not have the minds of monkeys, even though they did. Because we all have the minds of monkeys. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but not long ago, we were just monkeys on this planet. We were just throwing together tools and starting fires, and that's when it changed. But we still have the minds of monkeys. We're not too far from that. So I think we have to ask the question, when does the monkey end and the man begin? Or are they one and the same thing? Or are they friends? Or are they enemies? You know, I was watching a documentary on monkeys, and you guys, monkeys. Really, monkeys, you know? You just look in their eyes, and you see in their eyes, and you see it. You know what I mean? You see it. You really see that the monkey is a person and has a personality and has moods and they have preferences and they have relationships and they have good meals and bad meals. And they go, ooh, I'm not going to eat that again. Or they go, ooh, I'm going to eat that again. I want more of that. That was a good meal. Wasn't that a good meal, everybody? We should do this again. We should remember what this is. And the others go, yeah, we should remember what that was. I want to talk about monkeys because I want to talk about where we come from, right? And when you're in this forest of the mind, do you meet your monkey? Do you meet your monkey? Whoa, what's Marty talking about? Meeting your monkey. Marty's losing his mind. Marty's losing his man mind. No, I'm talking about we all, because we all come from monkeys. So do you meet your monkey in the forest? Is that what scares you? Is that why we feel lost in the forest? Because we come across our monkey? The animal in all of us? The beast in all of us? I don't know. So back to this documentary. So you look in the eyes and you see a soul. When you look in the monkey's eyes, you see a soul. You don't really see like, oh, this is kind of like a person, but it's not there yet. It's so close. It's close, right? Because of evolution, we know we came from chimpanzees. And chimpanzees are just, when you look in their eyes, it's almost like you could communicate with them. What would they say? Monkeys seem like social creatures because we are. That's why you're listening to this podcast right now. This is why I'm talking to you right now. Because we are monkeys and we love to socialize. We like to sit down and we like to talk about ideas, I could totally see a bunch of monkeys just sitting around and when we were evolving, right? And one of them stands up and goes, ugh. And because they are social animals, some of the other monkeys get it and they go, oh yeah. And I think that's where confidence comes from. Is that first monkey that stood up, literally standing up and getting closer to what we know today. And it didn't even have words yet. And he went, oh yeah. And he was confident. And the other monkeys went, yeah. And that's what it sounds like, right? Oh, you hear it. That's what the monkeys did. They did that. They would do that. And this is a man's show. This is Marty's Menitations. So I want to talk about it. I want to get dirty. I want to be a dirty monkey in the dirt, just rubbing myself with dirt and talking to the other monkeys and going, oh yeah. That's what I want this show to be. So if you don't want me going, then maybe you should turn off your podcast because this is Marty coming out, okay? This is Monkey Mind Marty coming out. And I'm ready to get dirty in the monkey mud, okay? So if you want to get dirty with me in the monkey mud, then please take your shirt off, show your monkey chest, and just get in here. Get in here with me, okay? And let's just throw some mud around and talk about life because that's what I like to do. So, yes, I'm excited. Thank you for listening. For those of you who didn't turn it off, you're awesome and I love you. Marty loves you and you love me back. I feel it. I feel the love, okay? Oh God, okay, let's get in it. I'm knee deep in mud. Sorry, I just got a little excited there. I get really in it. This is my show. I can take the liberties to do that. I can take the liberties to kind of get a little off the rails, Okay. Whew. All right. Okay. So let's get back on track. All right. So I want to, we've talked about the monkey mind. We've talked about what it means, right? So I want to do a little exercise, okay? For our meditation today, I was thinking about, the forest and monkeys and their eyes and the soul and, the mind and women and talking to women and being caught in the forest of your mind and not knowing what to say and kind of just living your life like that. We live our lives in that chaos all the time. And so for this exercise, I want to bring you back to that forest. I know you're scared. I know you're scared to get into that forest. I know, it's a little overwhelming because you were lost in there before. But remember earlier when I was like, did you see your monkey in there? Did you find your monkey in there? Well, we're going to be actively looking for our monkey, okay? So I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now, disclaimer, if you're driving or you're operating heavy machinery, please don't close your eyes. I know that this podcast, you really, when you're listening to it at work or whatever, or on your way to work, or what have you, I understand you want to take part in it, but sometimes you just have to be the observer and imagine what other people are experiencing, right? So really take the time to, if you're in a safe space, if you can close your eyes. And, also you're going to be doing a little bit of talking to yourself. And I understand you can come off as a little crazy if you're in public and you're talking to yourself. I get it. I understand it. And if you feel uncomfortable, that's totally okay. That's totally okay. But, trust me, I do it. I'm not afraid. I go to the park every day and I scream mantras to myself. I do. I scream them in the park at 7 a.m. when there are people walking by, people going for the jog. They can hear me through their headphones. I know. They can hear me through, their Sam Smith album or their Fleetwood Mac album. And don't get me wrong, I love my Fleetwood Mac as much as the next person. But, I'm sorry, I have to mantra. I give you folks minute meditations, but that doesn't mean I don't have minute meditations for Marty. There's Marty's minute meditations, and then there's minute meditations for Marty. So you have to be okay with being in public and doing this. You may come off as a crazy person. If you aren't comfortable with that, that doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean you're a weak man. Go to your apartment, set up your man space, light some candles, surround yourself with plants, light some sage, whatever you have to do. Whatever you have to do, okay? Just take this journey with me, whatever you have to do to prep this journey, okay? Great. Okay, so now I want you to close your eyes. Now start with some breath. Always enter these meditations with breath. That's how you get the life going, the spirit going, the imagination for the exercise going, right? So you inhale, you exhale, you inhale like I'm doing right now. You exhale, and just imagine all the trees around you, right? Like I'm doing. And inhale, exhale, you see all these trees, you see them, they're so great, they're so green. Exhale, and the wind's blowing, and they're blowing the leaves everywhere, and the branches are going, and entering that state that you were when you were in the forest of the mind to start, right? Like, it's lovely, I love the forest, right? I love this forest, I love it. I love being here. And you're walking and you're barefoot and your feet are in the dirt, right? Your feet are on the dirt and you're just, you're reconnecting to nature, right? And here and there you might touch a bush. You might put your hand on a tree. You're still inhaling and exhaling. And just say hi. Just say hi to the forest. Why not, right? It welcomes you. So be open to the forest. Hi, forest. Just say it. Just say it with me. Hi, forest. Maybe you name the forest. Maybe the name of my forest is Penelope. Hi, Penelope. Nice to be here. And you're just walking through and you're touching each tree. Maybe each tree has a name, There's David. There's David the tree. There's Jessica the tree. There's Leona. I like Leona a lot. Leona's great. Leona's, for some reason, the bottom half of Leona's branches just don't have leaves. The top half does. What does that say about Leona? I don't know. What does it say about you? That Leona's like that, right? Who knows? That's a really big question. That's a good question, right? And so you're just walking through this forest, right? And find a space. Find a space in this forest. Maybe there's an open clearing, right? It's a nice area where you could sit down, lay down. You're barefoot. Your monkey chest is out. Maybe it's got that crusty, mud on there from that mud pit that we were playing in because we were being monkeys, right? Being wild monkeys, right? Maybe you're naked. I don't know. Maybe you're just a dirty, naked man in the forest. Just loving the forest. Now I want you to do it. I just want you to, you breathe in and you just call out to your monkey brethren, right? You call out to your monkeys. And you just do a little sound. Maybe just a little, ha, 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 ha. I don't know what sound you make. I don't know how you communicate with your monkey, right? So you call out again. You inhale and then ha, 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 ha ha, like I'm doing right now. You call out, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, right? You call out just to say, I'm here. It's safe. I'm here. Come to me. Let's open up this space. Let's communicate, right? You do one more time, a little louder. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Right? And you're waiting. You're waiting. And you hear it. You hear it. What's that? What's that in the distance? You hear it. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. They're calling back to you. It's your monkey. It's your monkey, right? It's calling out. It's a little louder the next time. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Oh my God. And so you call back. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. And you see him. You see him in the bushes. There's a bush rattling, right? And that's him. Oh my gosh. And you stand up. You stand up. You know, your chest is covered with mud. You're naked, maybe. Your penis is covered with mud too. We were playing hard in the mud. Being dirty monkeys in the mud, right? And it sees that. It sees you. It sees you covered in the mud, and it knows it could trust you because you played in the mud like a monkey, right? And it's a little hesitant at first, but you reach out your hand and it comes out, hops out, right? Like a monkey would, like a chimpanzee would come out, and it's a little cautious. But you're looking at it, you put out your hand, and it sees you, and it recognizes you, right? And it comes out, and you're not too far from it. You're really close. You're really close, and it touches your hand. It touches your hand, but it backs up. It's a little scared. So you got to talk to it, right? So you talk to it. You go, you know, just whatever that means to you. Whatever you want to say to it. This is the thing, right? So I'm saying something to it, and only I know what I'm saying. Only you know what you're saying. And only it understands it, right? This is safe. It's safe, right? So you say it again. Ha 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 ha. But mean it. Really mean it. You know? And the monkey sees it and it hears it. And it gets it, right? And it responds. Ha 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 ha. Oh man, we're communicating. That's my monkey and I'm talking to it, right? What's it trying to say to me, right? God. So air your grievances to your monkey, right? Like all these monkey things, all the monkey mind and the forest of thought, like just talk to, it's really hard, right? It's really hard to be a man these days with the monkey mind, right? And it hears you and it's like, oh man, right? And it understands. It's so nice to have a monkey that can listen, right? Monkey that can listen to your problems and listen to your grievances. And we all have our emotional baggage, but sometimes it's got to be unloaded on somebody, you know, and give it to this monkey because it understands. It understands, but also I want this opportunity for you as a man to apologize to your monkey mind. Apologize because you haven't redirected the monkey mind in the right way. You haven't made it a fruitful mind. The monkey mind can help you. That's all the monkey's there for. It's like, I could help you, right? It's like, I can help you. I could be here. I can help you be a fuller man. I can help you be a fuller man living a fuller life and to be like full, right? And really be there with women and other men and be there, right? So I need you to apologize to this monkey. I want you to apologize to it. And only you know what you're apologizing for. So take that second to apologize to that monkey. Everything that you could think about that you feel bad for, right? That you as a man felt like you could have been better at, right? You could have not done. But when it looks in your eyes, it says something that's important, right? When it goes, ha, 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 and you know this, you know what it's saying. It says, you wouldn't be you if you didn't make those mistakes. The monkey learns. We're all monkeys and we learn, right? We learn from our mistakes. And the monkey goes, ha, 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 ha. It's okay. It's okay. The monkey understands. It knows. And it loves you no matter what. And you love it. You love it, right? You're in this forest together, you know, just two monkeys looking at each other covered in mud. Just, you know, two monkeys. But you gotta say goodbye. You gotta say goodbye to this monkey. So you take a deep breath and you look in its eyes, and it knows that you have to say goodbye. But you both know that you learned a lot today. You learned a lot. And you take its hand, you look in its eyes, and you say goodbye. You say, "Ah." It says it back. And it's hard, but you let go of that monkey's hand. You let go of it. You let go. You have to let go. You have to let go of the monkey mind. You gotta let go for a moment. And you know where you came from. So you walk. You start walking. You walk a little ways. You take a couple steps, and you turn around, and it hasn't moved. But you have to tell the monkey to go, leave, go be a monkey, right? I'm gonna go be a man. You go be a monkey, right? And it's hard, and you look in its eyes, and it's crying. It's crying, and you feel a couple tears trickle down your face too. It's hard. It's hard to say goodbye. I know. You take a couple more steps, and you look back, and you notice it started to go too. It's listened to you. And just before you leave that forest, you look and you just raise your hand to say goodbye. And it raises its. And you hear it say, goodbye. And you take those couple of steps out, right? You take those steps out. You're out of the forest. And you open your eyes. And now you're here. What did you learn from that monkey mind? And you inhale and you exhale.